Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to go through the books that I read in February. I didn't have the greatest of reading months. I only read 4 books. One was poetry, 2 were shorter stories, while one was a novella out of those 2, and then one was an audiobook. So I'm just going to go through them, give you my ratings, my thoughts, my opinions, and go from there. So I'm going to start with my lowest rated book, and this is my lowest rated book ever. I've never rated anything 2 stars, and I rated this one 2 stars. I have to rate it for school. I don't have to study it till the end of term, but I wanted to get a head start on it. And that is Daylight Gate by Jeanette Winterson, which is based in like the Salem witch trial era and is following characters such as Alice Nutter, who is being accused of witchcraft and going to execution and all of that sort of stuff. It was interesting with the way it was written, but I didn't enjoy it at all. I found it to be a bit jarring personally. There are definitely high trigger warnings for like rape depiction in this, because I didn't think about that going in, and once it started sort of coming to the forefront I was like, I don't want to be reading this anymore. But I had to push through it for school. I couldn't DNF it or else I would have. Realistically, I would never have picked this up if I was just wanting to pick it up, but I had to for school. So there's that one. The rest of my reading month was great. The rest were all 4 stars, and the first one I read was The Wicked King by Holly Black, the second in the Fair Folk series that she's doing. This is the sequel to The Cruel Prince. I wasn't the biggest fan of The Cruel Prince. I did read it on audio, so I don't actually own either of them, but I started reading The Wicked King and I got really into it compared to how I found The Cruel Prince. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not my cup of tea, but I found so much enjoyment out of The Wicked King. The storyline progressed correctly in my opinion. I'm not going to give any spoilers because I can't do that, but I found it to be very enjoyable. I'm definitely interested to see where it goes. I thought this was just a duology, but obviously it's not. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so if you've never read The Cruel Prince or The Wicked King, I do suggest it. If you're not the biggest fan of The Cruel Prince, still give The Wicked King a try. If you can borrow it from a library, which is what I do with this series, I do suggest that way you're not spending your own money on it. But I do suggest it because it is really good and really interesting. The short story novella that I read in the month of February was Empress Soul by Brandon Sanderson. So not Legion, just Empress Soul. And this followed the character of Shy, who is a forger. Which means she can like go back in time, not back in time, but she can, say for example, she can grab a piece of wood, she can learn its history and rewrite its history and make it change. So she's employed by the Emperor's posse and group of people around him to reforge his soul one day before her execution, and because she broke into the Emperor's house, which is then explained later on why and all that information. And she's given 100 days to rewrite his soul. I loved this so much. Oh my god, first Brandon Sanderson I've ever read. And once again, this is another book I have to read for school. I have to read Empress Soul. And I fell in love with it. Oh my god. I couldn't put it down. Once I got 100, not even 100 pages in, 50 pages into this short novella, I was hooked. It was incredible. If you haven't read a Brandon Sanderson, try it out, because I've never read any of his other works. I don't know what series this is a part of or anything like that, and I just want to read more about it. So it's really hooked me on Brandon Sanderson. I was really enjoying his writing, and I highly, highly recommend it. The last book that I read in February was another poetry collection by the darling Amanda Lovelace, and that was To Make Monsters Out of Girls, which is got a funny pages are not material, but it's a glossy page, so I couldn't annotate it like I did the other 2, but she's got her newest poetry collection out, so I'm gonna get that for March and read that and annotate it the way that I have. But I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars as well. Once again, there are trigger warnings for this one. I'm just gonna find them to do it. So yeah, definitely, self-harm, eating disorders, and religion, death, gore. That's definitely blanket across Amanda Lovelace. So do, as I said in the other ones, do practice self-care when reading them, because they are painful, but they do open your eyes to abuse and to the way people get treated, and I think it's really worth it. I've really fallen in love with her writing style. Her poetry really does speak to me, so I will gladly pick up more Amanda Lovelace. I'm trying to get more into modern poetry, as I've said, so she's definitely one that has been hooking me on the kick. Last year it was Ruby Core at the very start, and now I've actually gone out and bought more, so I'm definitely thanking Rupi and Amanda for definitely, like, something fell in my house. Definitely thanking her for that. So highly recommend, it's incredible. But that's all I read for February. Once again, as I said, it was a very short reading month. I was just starting to get ready for school, which I am back at now. I've been there for a week and I already have so much work. Third year's killing me, but I am enjoying every second of it. So if you guys have read any of the same books, let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one soon. Bye!